Hey, good afternoon. It is time for another Tuesday tag. Now, by now, you know these are thought up by Tracy over at Trials of a Long Hair Girl. You need to go over there and show her some love and tell her thank you for coming up with these every single week to give us something to do, take our mind off of things, get to know each other. YouTubers, we like to get to know each other as good as y'all like to get to know us. These are, let me tell you first, I was tagged by Joan at Joan's Pointed Plates. Both of their links will be in the bottom, as will who I tagged, which I will do that at the end. So these are random family questions, and I've not watched anybody, so I don't have any preset notions of what my answer should be, and I have glanced down through them, and I don't know if this stuff is going to come right off the top of my head or not. If I have to cut it and come back, it's because I had to stop and think a while. Number one, how big is your immediate family? Okay, me and David and RJ and Holly. So I guess that's what you mean by immediate. So it's just us and the two children. RJ is 30. Oh, he's going to be 34 this year, and Holly just turned 25. Do you have any siblings? How long you got? You got your coffee with you? I have a very, what I like to call fractured family. So this is how it goes. I'm the oldest. My mom and daddy. I was the only one for a while. Now this is where it fractures. So they had me. Then Mama's second husband, she had my brother, and that's who I grew up with. He's 50. Oh, yeah, he's going to be 51 this year. Oh my gosh. So he's my second brother, my second oldest. He's the one below me. And then she didn't have any children with her third husband. Then my dad, with his second wife, he had a daughter and a son. I honestly cannot tell you how old they are. She's still living. He died several years back. Then he had his third wife, and they had a son. He's my baby brother. He is a sheriff's deputy, and he is 1 year older than RJ. So when I married RJ's daddy, I've been married twice. Listen, it's a family tradition. Keep going till you get it right. And if you don't get it right, just quit. Anyway, when I got married to RJ's daddy, my baby brother was just born a week earlier, the day before my birthday. So we are 20 some years apart. 20 some, I can't even think right off the bat. No. Yeah, because RJ's going to be 34, and the day before my birthday, which is in July, he's going to be 35. 35? My baby brother's going to be 35, so that puts 35 minus 58. 23 years? He's 23 years? Yeah, that's right, because I got married when I was 24. However, you know the math. So yeah, those are my siblings. Now let's see, share a childhood memory. I've told y'all so many things, and usually I don't have a good memory to just sit down and just pop memories off. They come to me when I talk to y'all. When I talk to y'all, things like pop into my head that I just happen to think about. And a lot of them are things that I thought I had forgotten because my memory is really bad. I'm not saying that in I got a bad memory. No, I really have a bad memory. So, one I was thinking about the other day, and I don't even know if I told y'all. It's like when I talk to David, sometimes I'll tell him, did I tell you this or did I think it? So I'm the same way with y'all. Did I tell y'all or did I think it? But I don't even know why it crossed my mind, but Mama and Papa had a big old LTD. Y'all know them things are the size of submarine or tanks or something. You know how big they are. And you know the back seat was just one giant seat all the way across the back. Well, when we went somewhere, and there was no seat belts. We didn't wear the seat belts back then. So us kids, usually me and my one cousin girl, sometimes my boy cousin, we would be in the back seat because Papa loved to go eat fish. Didn't matter if he had to drive 3 hours. If that's where he wanted to eat fish, we went to eat fish. We'd be laying in the back seat about to die, thinking we was going to starve to death. They'd be driving around. We'd flop back and forth in that seat. Y'all, when I think back, I would never in a bazillion years do that today, knowing what I know with Sebastian just flopping around in the back seat. But that was done back then. But anyway, what come to my mind in that big old LTD was, I think we might have talked about, did we talk about, how we wore the curlers in our hair? Do you remember the old pink curlers with the foam, pink foam, and then the little plastic thing snapped, you curl it and it snapped, and boy, it really wound your hair around it, and you had to sleep on them. You put them in your damp hair and then you slept on them. Painful. I know y'all remember the pain involved. Or those black bristly ones with the little pink plastic pin that stuck through. Oh my gosh, those were miserable. Well, Mama insisted on rolling my hair. Now I had hair down to my behind until I was like 5 years old, and that's when they gave me that pixie. Well, the pixie, they bouffant it up here, so it was like shh, shh, bangs, and then this was a bouffant. Okay, too young for a bouffant. I got the pictures; they're horrendous, and I'm sitting there just grinning. Well, one of these days, my mom had put them pink rollers up in my hair, and I was just, maybe I was 5. I couldn't have been much older, and I don't know where we was going, and I was in the back seat, obviously, and had the window rolled down, and I was hanging out, talking to somebody, telling them bye, whatever it was. Next thing I know, I start doing this number. They had the fancy car back then. They had the power windows. She rolled that window up and caught my head up in that window, and I am hanging out with them pink rollers on my head, screaming bloody murder to get her to roll that window down. Why in the world that come across my memory is beyond me. But I remember to this day getting my head rolled up in that car window. Oh, gosh. Number 4. Name one family favorite recipe. Is it something you cook often? We have a lot. I don't know that there's one David always requests, and then everybody else likes it and eats it too, and that's steak and gravy. Now, he'll eat it the Weight Watchers way, but he really likes it the old-fashioned way. But he had it like that in a long, long time. He gets it the Weight Watchers way, and he takes it, because I've told y'all how many times the man will eat gravy on a shoe. Loves gravy. So, family favorites around here are anything with gravy. I have a lot of desserts that are family favorites. Pretty much everything I have always fed them, they like. We make do with our Weight Watcher fine meals, but our favorites are the old-timey, old-fashioned, good old way. Good old way. What is your favorite family tradition? We're one of those families that we don't have a lot of traditions, simply for the fact we have that fractured family. See, RJ, he comes from one. He's my first marriage. Now I'm married to David, and that's Holly's dad. So, growing up, he would have to leave us, like on the holidays, and go over to his dad's family. It was growing up, me and my brother, we had other families to go to, Like when she and his dad separated, we would have separate ways to go. So we've always been raised with a million ways to go. And I think most of the traditions revolve around holidays. We don't have a tradition of a vacation because David works so much. One thing we do is we do play Pictionary. We like Pictionary a lot. And we have some of our, it is a tradition, some of our biggest belly laughs of all time comes when we play Pictionary. I got an easel and a big whiteboard, and we take turns up there, and I always take a picture because the things that people draw and that people can guess always blows my mind, so I take pictures of them just so I can remember and look at it, how crazy it looks. Does your family have a motto, spoken or unspoken? Okay. It's a little chilly out here. I got my coffee. We have so many. We don't have a motto. We have sayings. We have so many sayings. So many. Here's how the conversation will go. All the time. I'll be doing something, saying something, something will happen. David will look at me and he'll go, "What I always tell you." I say, "Honey, you tell me so many things." He'll say, "Da da da da," and he'll tell me. It's something different all the time because we have so many sayings. One of the things we say a lot is, "Don't start nothing, won't be none." We really like that one. So if that's a motto. Let's see, share something you did with a parent that you still enjoy doing today. I don't know about that. That's a hard one. I can't think of nothing right off the bat. I really can't. It might something come to me later, but I can't think of nothing. Share something unique about your family or family history. Well, I guess it's pretty neat that I come from a racing family. You know, this is the heart of racing country where I'm at. I'm just right down the road from the Charlotte Motor Speedway. You know, all around us we have the racing teams, their shops, all that. So this is a big racing country. And my dad and both his brothers raced. He raced at first on dirt track, and then sometimes he would race on pavement, but for the most part it was dirt track. So my weekends at his house were spent down here at the dirt track. And we were, since he was our dad, we were just allowed to run the pits. We played, it was pure red mud. So we ran, played in the mud. By the time we went home, we looked like we were covered. But we had the best time because back then you could just turn us loose. Just turn us loose and let us go. We would be up in the stands, you know, shouting and yelling and doing our little go, pushing them along the track. And yeah, so my one of his brothers was in NASCAR. He was a gear specialist. He even had his own you know, the trading cards, the racing cards. He had his own card, several of those. And my uncle, his other brother, was actually killed coming home from a race. The uncle, the cousin I told you about, the guy cousin, there was a car wreck. He was killed in a car wreck coming home from a race. Him and his sister, they raced go-karts. So I was just raised in a racing family. The guys in high school, I would sit around with the fellas and talk racing and wrestling. That's that's what I talked. So that was the kind of little girl I was. Oh, that's it. That is it. So, I hope you enjoyed it, what I could remember. And I'm going to tag, I will tag my girl Danielle Nichole. She likes to do tags. And I will tag, got a vomit flying over here. I will tag Jenn from Embracing Chaos with Jenn. And I'm going to throw another one in there. I'm going to tag Miss B over at B's Journey. So I hope I'll see you next time. That's all I know. Bye.